it's Lisa here. Today another video, eating disorder recovery. Please check out my book. I wrote it for you to help you recover from your eating disorder. It's very practical, so many tips, my best tips. If you want to start the recovery now, instead of watching all of my videos, which will take you like many hours, read my book. All the specific information is in here. But anyway, today in this video, actually I'm gonna answer one of your questions, and I will read the question. Elisa, please could you do a video on how to ditch the shame and guilt after years of an eating disorder when you feel you abused food and your body so much you don't deserve to enjoy food again? How to leave your past relationship with food behind and move forward. So thank you so much for asking, and yeah, so let's talk about how to ditch the shame and guilt in your eating disorder. And at the start of this video, I want to make a book recommendation, because this book talks directly about shame. So the author of this book is Brené Brown, and she is a shame researcher, and I will insert the book right here, and this is the Gifts of Imperfections, and I will put the link down below as well. Yeah, so this book directly talks about shame. So if you want to know more, check out that book. The first step to start to ditch the shame and guilt is to start practicing self-compassion. And I know it's kind of like, what is self-compassion? Like, how do I do it? And this is how I have applied self-compassion to my life. It's actually to come out from my body, like in my mental eye, because oftentimes, like in our body, we also have all of these emotions, and it's very hard to think clearly. But if you mentally step out from your body and see yourself in the same situation as an outside observer, without any like the emotions, just very like from a neutral perspective, because I feel like oftentimes people who recover from eating disorders, they already they know so much about recovery, and if they see somebody else struggling with an eating disorder, they are so great on giving advice to others that is actually like realistic, comes from a place of love and kindness to this other person. So what I want you to do by going out from your body is actually to take your own advice, what you give to other people. Like, start to see your situation as an outside observer without all the negative emotions, so you can give a more clear advice that comes from love and compassion towards yourself, as you would do with any other person on this planet. Because if you think that other people deserve to eat, deserve to recover from an eating disorder, they should not feel ashamed, they should not feel guilty. For them, it's very normal, all the symptoms they go through in recovery, like eating disorder recovery is hard. You want them to recover, you want to encourage them, you want to support them, you feel very happy when somebody is able to fully recover. Then why do you think that all of this doesn't apply for you as well? And if you can see your situation from outside perspective, then maybe you can realize that you deserve all of those things as well. You deserve to eat, you deserve to recover from an eating disorder, you are worthy of love, you are worthy of acceptance, majorly from yourself. And that's why one of the biggest things to start your recovery from an eating disorder is to learn how to separate the eating disorder voice from your true self voice. And I talked about this in one of my other videos, where I talked about how to let go of guilt of eating, and I will link it down, I will link it somewhere here. Yeah, so you can check out that video as well. And also another video I want to recommend you is the last video I did about perfectionism, because perfectionism is very tightly related to the shame and guilt and feeling unworthy, and like you are not good enough and you don't deserve something, you don't deserve recovery. So check out that video. And also, just by watching this video and understanding like this exercise, like take yourself out from your body, see yourself from outside perspective, as you would give advice to somebody else in your situation, just doing that, it's not enough, like one time. And if you feel like, I just did it, it doesn't feel right, it doesn't work for me, then like this is not a sign that it's not working. Because remember, like you had this mindset of feeling guilty, unworthy, feeling shame. You had this mindset for like years and years and years. So it makes sense that you need some practice and just kind of like reprogramming your brain. And that's why you need to like do this kind of like exercise many times. And over time, it will make a shift in your brain and it will start to become like a part of you, just as it is part of me. And by self-compassion, I definitely don't mean that like become a victim of your like eating disorder or the situation you are in at the moment. Victim position is another like negative position to be at, and it's very true that eating disorder is not your fault, but at the same time it is kind of your choice and your responsibility to like help yourself to recover. I'm not saying you can't use like other people like support and advice and encouragement, but at the same time you have to take responsibility about your recovery, because at the end of the day you are the only one who can truly get you there. So don't take the victim position. In the future I want to make a video about being a victim as well, but for now, yeah, like just practice the self-compassion without becoming a victim in your position, but instead feel empowered, knowing that it's like in your hands to help yourself recover from the eating disorder. So a quick repetition, like take yourself out from your position with all the like negative emotions you have right now and look at your situation from an outside perspective, because maybe then you can more clearly like see what's really going on, and you can give yourself a dose of like, or a big dose of self-compassion, yeah, as the same way you would give to anybody else who is recovering from an eating disorder. And you wouldn't like blame them, shame them, guilt them, tell them you don't deserve to eat, you don't deserve to recover. No, you wouldn't do that with anybody else. So see your situation in the same way and start to practice it, because yes, it takes work, it takes repeating, practicing, but over time it's totally like possible to make this mindset shift and stop feeling shame about your eating disorder or feeling that you don't deserve to eat or recover. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video, you got something helpful out of it, and thank you for the question who asked me this question. I hope I answered this for you. So thank you so much for watching and see you in my next video. Bye!